Alright, let's get into this Pokemon stream. Welcome back. Let's take a look. We have currently on our team a Machop and a Onix. We also have Sandshrew and Kenya. Kenya will be used for Fly when I have the option. So we are here in Ecruteak City, and there is in fact another trade Pokemon I can get very soon. So let's head over towards this way. While I'm actually playing today, I'm going to deselect the dowsing machine and register the berry pots. And I'm going to plant my orange berries. 3 of them at least. In case something goes wrong, we're trying to get these taken care of. I'll have to come back to the game a little bit to finish watering them, but after the stream, but it's okay for now. So I'm going to try and avoid as many of the trainers on this route as I can. There's a max potion there, which is totally unnecessary for my Pokemon right now. We're going to see plenty of battles today. Magnemite is a good Pokemon. This girl is not a spinner, which means I can encounter her. Tauros is available on this route. Tauros is a fantastic Pokemon that I would love to use. But it's not an in-game trade, so I cannot. Machop is kind of slow, so running away from certain Pokemon is not easy. Coming over here, we meet Baoba. He ran the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City, but came over here. The Fuchsia City Safari Zone is replaced with the Pal Park in HeartGold and Soul Silver, which allows you to move Pokemon from Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby Sapphire, and Emerald to this game. That's how you transferred forward back then. These trainers are difficult to avoid, but I'm going to do my best. Wait until he turns, and then hop, and I walked right into that one. He has Pikachu, which will try and dodge my moves. Of course it will, that's all Pikachu is really good for. If he uses another double team, then I'll just use Foresight. But hopefully I can take it out anyway. Pokefan Derek does register, but he's one of the few people whose phone number you can get that never rematches you no matter what. But I'll get his phone number anyway because there's no restrictions on it. Alright. We are past these trainers. My Machop was blocking her path. Your rival will show up here even if you haven't done the rival battle in the Burn the Tower. So. The lighthouse is excellent training, but that's not what I'll be doing just yet. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come into this house and talk to this fisherman. And I'm going to be fishing for a Krabby, because Krabby is the Pokemon I need to trade to get the next thing. Go away, Norton. So I'm just going to stand right here and fish. If I can figure out what button I need to open the bag. So just cast your line, and when the exclamation point comes up, pull it in. You got a Krabby on our first try. I'm going to assume that one karate chop from my chop will not take it out. Krabby actually has decent defense. I'll try one more. Alright, and we got those lure balls from the center outside of Union Cave, which are more effective against Pokemon you fish up, so we should have absolutely no trouble catching this Krabby. I like Krabby, but it's not the Pokemon we're keeping. I always get sad when I read Krabby's Pokedex entries about losing its claws and then being unable to walk sideways anymore. But there is a Pokedex entry that specifically says that if it loses its claw, it will regrow stronger, which makes me feel better. This Pokedex entry doesn't talk about its claw, it talks about bubbles, but the Soul Silver one talks about uh, its claw, and I played Soul Silver. I've played Soul Silver more than I played HeartGold. Alright, one of these houses has a trade. It is not this one. I'll be coming to that house from time to time, but looking for this Pokemon. If you have a Krabby, would you trade it for my Voltorb? Krabby is level 20, so will my Voltorb be. And like the other in-game trades, it has fixed IVs, fixed nature, all that stuff. Fixed gender, fixed name. So our Onix was named Rocky. Makes sense, right? And Machop was named Muscle. That also makes sense. They seem to fit. Our Voltorb's nickname was Billy. I don't know why it's named Billy. Maybe someone can give some insight into that choice. I don't know why it is. He comes holding a cherry berry, which heals paralysis. It's a hardy nature, so neutral. Likes to run, which means it's got good speed stat. Has a static ability, so can cause paralysis. Most of what Voltorb has going for it is its speed. It is, in Generation 1, its evolved form Electrode was the fastest Pokemon in the game. It knows Spark, a physical, unfortunately, electric move. It's got Rollout. We can steal Whitney's strategy. It also knows Sonic Boom, which always inflicts 20 damage, which is going to be helpful for what I'm going to do with it first. But as it's my lowest level, I'll stick it in the front of the party. And now I want to go actually all the way back to Goldenrod City. There's something we bypassed there that I could do that I was waiting to have Voltorb to do. Morty's Ace Gengar is level 25. I'm gonna go back to taking off the shoes so I can potentially get this guy, bypass this guy until later. Yes, Morty's Gengar is level 25, which means that my Pokemon, as they are right now, are not going to be very useful. Not to mention, none of my Pokemon have particularly good special defense, so a Shadow Ball will shred them. But maybe if not Onyx, Voltorb would be able to potentially outspeed. This guy has a giraffe rig. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, it's Drowsy. I was wrong. Who am I thinking of that has a giraffe rig? I'll try a Spark. Spark has a high chance of uh, paralyzing the opponent. Please wake up. I don't want you to faint in your very first battle. Well, that's disappointing. Alright. Because I am not asleep, his Dream Eater failed. And his Hypnosis failed. So... Psychic Greg. There is actually a hidden awakening near here. In this grass. Is it... Where exactly is it? Use a dowsing machine to figure out. One space to the right and then up. I knew the awakening was around here. Alright. So, I'm going to, rather than fight the psychic over there, I'm going to want to fight that psychic, absolutely. I'm trying to avoid as many unnecessary trainers as I can at the moment. I thought I'd already fought her, but I wasn't able to get past her on the way out. She's got a Vulpix. I'm going to switch out immediately because I'm still asleep. I'm gonna hire something you said, but doesn't really matter. I'm 10 levels higher and it doesn't have anything that is even normally effective against me. I suppose I don't know whether it knows Will-O-Wisp at that level, but either way. Oh, while I'm here, let me talk to the guy who asked me to deliver the letter. He gives you a free HP up. Which boosts your Pokemon's HP EVs by 10 if it is not already at 100. So today is Wednesday. There is a day of the week sibling on Wednesdays, but it is Wesley in the Lake of Rage, and we probably won't be getting to the Lake of Rage today, so don't worry about that. Or at least we won't do what needs to be done at the Lake of Rage to actually improve him. I'm going to temporarily put the Macho Brace on Voltorb. And then I'm going to go to the Goldenrod Underground. There are Magnemites down there, which give special attack EVs. And I want Voltorb to get that experience and those levels. When you first come to the Goldenrod Underground, Lyra will show up. Or Ethan if you're playing as a girl. And they will give you the fashion case. I, it's important to know that there's a dress up place here in the underground, but I never actually use it for leisure. So there are 4 trainers down here. I wouldn't call any of the Pokemon I have with me particularly rare. He has Slowpoke, which gives HP, but that's fine. The Macho Brace lowers your speed, but I'm a Voltorb fighting Slowpoke. I'm not terribly worried about EV training my Pokemon in this playthrough. They will be strong enough. Plus, I'll get a better electric type later, so I'm not too worried about Billy's spread. But I do care enough to fight Magnemites with special attack. Now, it's not a powerful move, but Sonic Boom is guaranteed 20 damage on each of the Magnemites. I don't have to worry about them resisting my moves. Though rollout, if I got a combo built, would probably be more than good enough as well. Actually, let's start building up a rollout on the Voltorb. Curiously, in Pokemon games, Sonic Boom can miss. A Sonic Boom in real life would not miss anything. But it's Pokemon. It's not real life. I just hope that my rollouts don't miss. Rollout can go for up to 5 turns. That was the 4th turn. The 5th turn would take out a Magnemite in 1 hit if it hits. But it missed. This is Generation 4, which means electric types can still be paralyzed. I'll just finish off the Magnemite. I kind of want to grind the game corner until I can get Thunderbolt for Voltorb. That would take a long time. I'm very good at Voltorb Flip, but that doesn't mean I want to sit here doing it. I suppose I could show Voltorb Flip on the stream and then potentially get some coins off of it. I think this next guy has Grimer, which is more HP. I'll just put Machop out front and fight him. Voltorb is hurt and paralyzed. I understand that European regulations made them remove the slots from Pokemon games, but I don't understand why they didn't leave in the option to buy coins. That would have made sense. Poison gas poisons you, but has a very, very low accuracy. And it would have just boosted my attack anyway. This Machop has guts. It'll be a Machoke soon, and then it will stay as Machoke forever because I did not do anything that allows me to get trait evolutions. Foolish me. Because the Universal Pokemon Randomizer does not just allow you to change your starter and randomize encounters, it can make it so that your trade evolution Pokemon will eventually evolve by level, which would have been, helpful. Because Machamp is just so much better than Machoke. Alright, so let's show the game corner. You have to talk to Mr. Game here. He will give you the coin case. And you've got some guys over here. This guy will offer Abra, Ekans in HeartGold, Sandshrew in Soul Silver, or Dratini. You can get an early Dratini. It learns Dragon Rage early. There's nothing that can survive 2 guaranteed 40 damage Dragon Rages this early. You can get the TMs for Substitute, Swords Dance, Rest, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt. You can also get held items. Silk Scarf boosts the power of normal type moves by 20%. Wide Lens increases your accuracy. Zoom Lens increases your critical hit chance. And Metronome is a neat little item that makes a move do more damage if used consecutively. So if you like to spam the same move over and over again, pick up a Metronome. So, this is Voltorb Flip. It's kind of like a Sudoku Minesweeper sort of combo. The panels can have 1, 2, 3, or Voltorb under them. The top number will tell you how many total points are available in that row. The bottom number will tell you how many Voltorbs are in that row. So typically you want to select the rows and columns that have 0 Voltorbs first. Some things you never want to select, like 3 and 2. You know that means that that there are 2 Voltorbs and the remaining 3 panels are all 1. So you can't get any points out of that. But 4 and 2, 7 and 1, and 4 and 1 are good. So I chose poorly. There was another 2 in that row, but it was next in that column, but it was next row down. I want to at least get to level 2. 6 and 1 can have a 3 or 2 2s. It was a 3 in this case. There's a 3 which 5 and 2 can also have. There are less Voltorbs in that row, so I'm going to click it. That means the other 2 is there. So if you complete a level, or you leave a level once you've gotten some coins, you get those coins and they're safe. But if you hit a Voltorb, you lose the coins you've collected in that level. So if I were to hit a Voltorb right now, I would not get the 2 coins, but if I were to quit right now, I would get 2 coins. 8 should have some... Oh, I clicked on the wrong spot. So once you go up past level 1, you have the chance to go back down to level 1, but you will not go down further levels than the number of panels you have flipped. So on a level like level 2, if you have a 0 Voltorb row or column and you flip them all over, you're not going to go back down to level 1 even if you lose. So even if you know that every non-Voltorb in that row or column is a 1, go ahead and flip them over so you won't go down the level. I found 6, which means that there's 2 more 1s and 1s, so that column is done. And 6 and 1 is also done, but I need a 3 there. And 2 2s, I believe. No, that's a 3. Okay. 4 and 1 is guaranteed. So each level you go up, you'll get more and more coins. To get to the highest level of Voltorb Flip, level 7? Level 7 or 8. You can't just win. You have to win a number of games in a row, which is not cool, but that's just how it is. 50-50 shot there. There's another 3 here. It's not there. It's not there. It's here. Sometimes they'll try and build suspense even if you know what's under the panel. The maximum number of coins you can hold is 50,000. There are no 0 Voltorb rows or columns here, so just make your best guess. I've already flipped 2 over, so I'm good. 2, 4, 5. There's another 2 here, but I don't like my chances of flipping it over. So there's a Voltorb. I flipped over 3 panels on level 4, so I go down to level 3. I'll just leave for now. Yeah. So I have 279 coins, which is enough to get an Abra. But which is a great way to actually get Abra. Abra's not particularly easy to catch. I accidentally toggled full screen, my bad. Yeah, Abra's not necessarily easy to catch, but what you can do is build up a couple hundred coins, come here, and then save your game, reset until you get an Abra of the nature you want, and be on your way with a very powerful Pokemon. Did I already heal? I did. There is an additional trainer I want to fight with the Matcha Brace on. A couple additional trainers, as a matter of fact. Camper Todd over here has a Psyduck that gives special attack. Spark will take Psyduck out with no difficulties. I'm thinking get my Pokemon to level 25 and then fight the rival. Light Screen reduces the damage your team takes from special attacks for 5 turns. I want to be using mostly special moves on Voltorb, so I'm not going to be using Screech a whole lot. Putting up a light screen against Morty could be a effective tactic. I believe I already fought Ian because of his item, and I believe because he can give berries, and I believe I already fought Gina as well. I'll take out the Abra for the easy special attack EVs. Yes, I already fought Gina, but I don't think I fought the other 2 on this route. Pardon me, what? No, I'm gonna throw a Great Ball just to see. It can allow me to teleport if I catch it. No. It's a field move, so I can catch it to use teleport. This guy has a Snubble, which means I'd rather fight it with Machop. I already fought him. I thought I'd skip some trainers on this route, but apparently I had not. By the way, this stretch right here, from just the right side of that gatehouse all the way down to this spot touching the water, if you're breeding Pokemon with the daycare, that's a nice long stretch where you can just mindlessly hold up and down for about 8 seconds. 7 or 8 seconds, and just go back and forth, waiting for them to produce more eggs and waiting for them to uh, hatch. But I do not hatch Pokemon quite yet. I wait until after going into the Burn Tower and getting a Magmar. Magmar's Flame Body ability makes eggs take half the time to hatch. So you want that ability if you're going to be hatching a lot of eggs. And I have hatched a lot of eggs. So the first person I fight here has a Sandshrew, which means I would prefer to fight that with Onix. And then he has a Meryl, which gives HP, and the girl next to him has Pikachu, which gives speed. Sandshrew has good defense, which is why it gives defense EVs. I want every Pokemon at least level 25, but if one gets like level or two higher, I'm not gonna complain. Oh yeah, I have set. Typically when I'm playing Pokemon, I use the shift setting so that I can switch between a trainer's Pokemon. I'm not using it this time because set mode is a little bit more of a challenge. Alright. So, before the Pikachu, switch over to Voltorb. And the next guy who has the Diglett and the Zubat, I think I already fought. But I haven't, they're all good speed as well. I'm going to use Sonic Boom because Pikachu, like me, has static. And I would prefer to use a move that doesn't make contact, and Spark is resisted. Spark is a physical move, but not all physical moves make contact. So I haven't fought. I did fight Ivan. I have not fought this juggler who just has Voltorbs. He's got 4 Voltorbs, in fact. And he's a pretty good guy to get a rollout going on. As long as I don't end up paralyzed because of it. Because the first Voltorb is a measly level 2. So even the first turn of rollout will definitely take it out. And then the next one is level 6. After one rollout, the second turn should easily take out a level 6. The next one is level 10, and a third turn of rollout should easily take out a level 10 Voltorb. And his last one is level 14, and 4 turns, level 14 should go down just as easily. But because of the matchup race, this one's faster than me. And I got very lucky. I hit 4 Voltorbs with rollout and did not get paralyzed. The next trainer here, Juggler Irwin, yeah. He'll call you when you reach certain milestones in the game. Fire Breather Walt is the next trainer. He has a couple Magmar, which gives special attack. The first one is just a level 11. So it's... Apparently I was wrong and Spark does make contact. Because I'm burned. I could not be burned if it didn't make contact. Burn also cuts my physical attack in addition to damaging me, so that's bad. The second Magmar is level 16. I'm not going to be able to take it out myself. So let's start with the muscle. I would be worried about giving muscle special attack EVs, but if I can't evolve it into Machamp, it's not going to be on my final team anyway. I can, however, leverage the fact that it just got burned to do more damage. Guts not only boosts your power when you have a status affliction such as burn, but uh, it also negates the attack reduction of it negates the attack reduction of burn. I'm going to heal up my Voltorb. There is one more trainer on this route besides the guard captain who will not bother me unless it's night. I will come over here and get this paralyzed heal. There's a hidden item somewhere. It might actually only be on the other side. Typically, once I'm done with the berries I want to hatch, that's when I start using that's when I keep the dowsing machine registered at all times. Drowsy. Drowsy is how I feel most of the time. Except I don't eat children's dreams. I want a shiny blue Nidoran. There is a TM over here. TM 66 payback. That's a dark move that does more damage if you've been hurt in that. If the enemy acts first. Great move for something like Machop. Gives it some coverage to different types. It's not very fast, so it's going to act second a lot. Because of the burn weakening spark, I was unable to take out a level 12 Pidgey in one hit. Plus, Voltorb just has better special attack than physical attack anyway. His second Pokemon is a Pidgeotto. It's going to go first most of the time, but now that it's paralyzed, it won't. Typically, if I have a Machop race and the Pidgey or Pidgeotto doesn't go first, I assume that's because it's going to be using Whirlwind. Whirlwind and other moves that force your opponent's switch have decreased priority, so they go second. There's not a Pokemon Mart in Goldenrod City, but there is a department store that you can pick up any items your mom sends you at. Part of me enjoys the fact that pre-Elite Four, I'll only have 4 Pokemon in my team. It means I can keep HM users on my squad without needing to switch them out. Haban berries, and no further packages. I'm waiting for the good items, Mom. Alright, there are a ton of trainers in National Park. I'm not going to battle all of them right now because I want to increase my level cap soon. And to do that, I have to defeat Morty. But there's also a bunch of items I can grab. This woman right here will give you the Quick Claw, which gives you a small chance of acting first, even if you're slower. But that's not the only goodie to get here. If you come back over here, there's an item ball that has a Soothe Bell. A Pokemon holding that will have its friendship go faster. So if you say hatched Togepi and are looking for its friendship evolution into Togetic, or you got a Zubat and are looking to evolve Golbat into Crobat, Soothe Bell is great. There's also TM28, which contains Dig, a nice ground type move to have at this point. And a hidden item over here now. I might be thinking of a different. Nope, it's one spot above me. A hidden full heal. Sometimes all these fences look the same to me. You'll see what I mean when I get to Kanto. So yes, there's some good training in the national park, but I won't get it. I have ridden the bike enough now that they are calling me. He's been selling a lot of bikes, and as a reward for advertising it, he lets me keep the bike. So now the bike is officially ours. I'm going to battle this Psychic. He's got an Abra and a Kadabra. But no Alakazam. Thankfully. Okay, 2 Abras and a Kadabra. I hope I take them out with Spark and not paralyze them. Because they probably have Synchronized and then they're paralyzed as well. They might have Inner Focus though. The Abra family can have Inner Focus or Synchronize as their ability. Synchronize will share statuses. Inner Focus prevents flinching. Easy special attack EVs for Billy. Because it didn't miss after the Kinesis. Alan here has got a Tangela. I will fight that with Machop. Tangela, I believe, gives special defense. But it doesn't really matter. Right now, Machop only has fighting moves. Tangela's fairly tanky. So it's handling those with ease. Alright, so we're gonna head towards the burned tower now. I don't think Machop actually needs to be level 24 for me to fight. I'm still gonna avoid those twins for now. Standler's a cool Pokemon. One that doesn't get used very often. Well, it can't put me to sleep. I'm already poisoned. Can I please get through? Thank you. I'm gonna check if I've already gotten a certain item. Okay, I already got Surf, so I have been the dance leader. Let's head over to the burned tower, and I think my rival's first Pokemon is still Ghastly, so I'm gonna put Billy in front and take the Matcha Brace. If I play on a Sunday, I can get the Magnet, which boosts electric type moves by 20%. There are items inside and outside of Burned Tower. Hidden items that I can't seem to find today. Unless I already got it last time. That would make sense if I had. I know I used a dowsing machine a little bit last time I was here. Okay. I'm gonna put down the save. Actually, I don't want my save state to be while the game is in the process of doing a save. Here's Yucin, who was introduced in Crystal. He wasn't in Gold and Silver, because Crystal made Suicune more special, which made Yucin more special by extension. He's hung up on me battling Team Rocket. For reasons. Yes, Ghastly is still his first Pokemon. Billy should be able to outspeed that and take it out with a Spark. Or if not, at least make it so that his curse knocks himself out rather than surviving it. Bayleaf is his next Pokemon, which is fine. He's going to use Reflect, but Sonic Boom doesn't care about your Reflect. Poison Powder also doesn't really matter. I will let Billy faint here. Alright. I just don't have good options against Bayleaf. Okay, it's faster and is using Synthesis. But Karate Chop can sometimes get crits. He is switching to Zubat, which is annoying. I will also switch into Onyx. They confused me, which is terribly annoying. But Onyx's defense is so much higher than its attack that it doesn't do a lot to itself in confusion. I finally broke through the confusion and was able to hit. He's probably going to send Bayleaf back out. Muscle grew to level 25 and wants to learn Vital Throw. throw is a move that does not miss. Uh, I'll get rid of revenge. I don't want revenge. Yes, he's sending Bayleaf back out. I will try a headbutt. I am faster than Bayleaf, and headbutt was enough to take it out. Well, now he sends out Magnemite, which I am immune to its electric moves, but I don't do much damage to it. However, Steel is weak to fighting, so I will send Muscle back out. I got confused again. Muscle does a little bit more to itself in confusion than uh, Onyx, but as soon as I break through even once, that is all for the rival. Alright, so we need to defeat the rival. In Gold and Silver, you didn't need to fight him. You need him out of the way so that you can go down the ladder. And as you approach the 3 legendary whatever they are, the typical fan term is legendary beasts, but there is not one, an official one. Yusin only has eyes for Suicune, but Suicune likes me better, so forget you. So there are items and trainers here in the Burned Tower, but for the moment I just wanted to unlock the ability to battle Morty. Coughing is easy to find here, Magmar is slightly less easy to find. And of course there's Zubat. Zubat is everywhere. And there's a new man standing outside of the Burn Tower who will tell me about legends, but moving on. So I'm, for the most part, going to try and sweep through Morty's gym with Billy. The game paused for a moment, I'm not sure why. Hello, Billy. I will give him his thing back. And I thought that Machop evolved at level 25. Clearly I was mistaken. I'll give the Click Claw just as holding something. I didn't water these, but I don't really need to yet, but I will. You can use the squirt bottle that you got and just move from side to side and keep them watered. If you water them regularly, you'll likely get 5 berries when they're done. If you forget, you'll get less. If you leave them there too long, they'll die. Sometimes they'll replant themselves if they do die. But so these earlier Ghastlies in the gym are fairly low level. If you have a normal type, this gym is ridiculously easy because all they can do is maybe confuse you, maybe use a curse, but as far as dealing direct damage, they just can't do it. Some of them will eventually know Sucker Punch, which can deal damage to a normal type, but it's very easy to, for example, grab get a Rattata just outside and use it to sweep this gym. So I have the chance to learn Charge Beam. It's a 50 damage special type. It's a 50 damage special electric type move. 90% accuracy, but your special attack will go up sometimes. I'm going to give up on Sonic Boom because as I level up, dealing 20 damage is just not that good. I mean, it would do, uh, and it misses just too much. So, Sonic Boom can be fun when you get it early on, but its utility ends quickly. All of my other moves are better. So, as you defeat trainers here, the light around them goes out. If you want to see the light again, you can just leave the gym and come back, and everything that was darkened will be lit again. I'm gonna try a charge beam. I don't want to switch out. And the chances of it raising the special attack are actually quite quite significant. It won't be every time, but I would say it's more often than not. My phone is distracting me. At this HP, a spark will finish it off. I'm using mostly Voltorb here because it just deals with ghosts better. If you walk off of the path, it will warp you back to the beginning. So if you don't want to walk all the way back, you can do that. Yes, Onyx can hurt the ghost types with Rock Tomb or Rock Throw, and Machop can hurt them after using a Foresight, but Voltorb is just better equipped to deal with them. So it's nice that you're able to go and get the Voltorb before fighting Morty. Machop will be my best bet for Jasmine and Price. Well, Voltorb and Machop will be good for Price. As far as Chuck, I'll just throw everything at him and hope that something shakes out well. The in-game trade I get that would be super effective against Chuck is the fourth one I get, and not until after him. I'll just use Sparks. Sucker Punch is a move that will go first if the opponent is using an attacking move. If the opponent is using like a status move, like if I had been using Light Screen, for example, Sucker Punch would have failed. This medium is the trickiest one to remember how to move around them once the light is gone. But I should be able to do it. Web root just finished scanning my computer. No issues found. But the game will run a little bit smoother now that it's done. I should change its time to, you know, when I'm not streaming. Voltorb is getting a lot of experience, but it won't go above level 30. Gust. The Pokemon episode where Ghastly was introduced was a pretty good one. and introduced all the ideas that were eventually thrown into Pokemon Fusion. Oh, I went one space too high. Well, since I'm already back at the entrance, I'll get Voltorb's health back. The only remaining trainer in the gym is Morty, which means I will be taking the Macho Brace off of Ghastly because I don't want to be slower than his Pokemon, if at all possible. Morty has one Ghastly, two Haunters, and a Gengar. Despite Mischievous being introduced in Johto, they did not decide to give him one. No, they decided to make Mischievous something that you don't even know it exists until you reach Mount Silver after getting 16 badges. Hello. I'm doing okay. Welcome back. I got the second of the two super potions that your mom can send you. I told you that I very rarely check my Discord. I accepted the request and basically haven't been back on there since. Because I'm doing a gym leader fight, I'm going to deposit my uh, non-battling Pokemon so that if Morty is just tearing me apart, I won't have to wait for them to faint as well. That was silly. All the lights are back. I shouldn't have trouble navigating through the gym, but I'm not used to playing Pokemon on the keyboard, so mistakes happen. I will drop a save before him in case I don't somehow manage to not take out any of his Pokemon. If I take out any, then I'm okay blacking out and taking the experience, but if I don't take out any of them, then of course, that's just a waste of time. So I can't guarantee that Morty is going to send out Gengar second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a Charge Beam and hopefully get the special attack boost. I did not. He laid down a curse, which is not good. And he did send out Gengar next. I'm going to put up a light screen to reduce the damage of his Shadow Ball. And I'm going to switch out Billy because I don't want him getting killed. I'm going to send in Rocky. Its special defense is horrible, but with the light screen it can take one. Ah, he's still faster than me. I was hoping to use Rock Tomb to lower his speed. One more level on Onyx would prevent that. I'm going to use Foresight so I can hit the Gengar and hope that his hypnosises are unsuccessful. We do still have the light screen. Oh goodness, that's nothing. He's withdrawing Gengar because the Foresight is not Pokemon specific. The Foresight is used on the opposing Pokemon. It's not something. It's not an effect you put on yourself. He's going to heal the Haunter. So I was not ready for this fight. Very clearly. I managed to take out a single Ghastly. Spark was not enough to take it out unless I get a turn 1 wake. Yeah, that's not even worth keeping. Okay, but it's not all bad. We do still have a significant number of other trainers I can fight. So let's go fight some of them. I left all sorts of trainers behind. Starting with the twins over here. By the way, on Sunday, this is where Sunny will be to give you a magnet. I did not play on Sunday, so I don't have the return TM, but I wouldn't have taught it to any of my current 3 Pokemon anyway. It would just be nice to have. So I got a Meryl and a Mareep. I will focus everything on Meryl first because it might have a water move that could significantly damage Onix. Whereas Mareep can only hurt one of my 2 Pokemon. Rock Tomb of course misses. And Static Paralyzed Muscle. Because that's just how the game works sometimes. I don't think that will be enough for Onix to be outspeeding Gengar. But extra health and special defense means that it may now be able to survive the second hit. Assuming I get the light screen up. So that alone would give me a better chance of actually taking out Morty. Assuming the Rock Tomb hit and I was able to slow down Gengar a little bit. That would be a big deal. Of course, in that previous battle, he just switched out Gengar when things were dicey for it, so. I need Machop and Onyx to be able to survive a little bit longer, and I need I need Voltorb to be able to just hit harder. Basically, if they're all like level 28, I should be able to handle it. So let's use more of the trainers I left behind. I took care of the ones north and south of Goldenrod. There are a bunch to the west of Ecruteak I could fight. There's also some to the east of Ecruteak I could fight. But let's go into the national park. I left all of these trainers. Not everyone in here is a trainer, but there are a good number of them. I'm also considering teaching payback to Muscle. That would give it the chance to do super effective damage to the ghosts without even having to use Foresight first. That would be a effective way to use that TM. I don't think I can learn Shadow Claw with any of my Pokemon. Yeah, basically my plan today is to at least beat Morty. I got my 3rd team member, which was my first goal, but as long as I at least beat Morty today, I'll be able to end the stream happy. Snubbull does cut my attack with Intimidate, but it's still a super effective Karate Chop, so no worries there. Also, if Muscle evolves, that would also make Morty easier. I do kind of want to check if I can get another payback TM later, though. There are also TMs I can buy in Goldenrod, if I think one of those might help. Including both reflect and light screen, so if I decide to unlearn it and then later decide that I want it again, I can do that. Wild Caterpie, there are bugs in here. There are different bugs during the bug catching contest. I am from Illinois. So payback is TM. TM 26. TM 66. I'll just use Vital Throw. The only payback TM in this game is the one that I found on Route 35. So if I do decide to teach it the muscle, that's that. I can't. Does Machop learn payback by level? It might, actually. And if it does, then using the TM on it would be quite foolish. It does not learn payback by level. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking ahead to the other Pokemon I can get later in the game. Dodrio is the last one before the Elite Four. Post that, I can get a Magneton, I can get a Steelix, I can get a Rhyhorn. What else can I get? The Steelix and the Magneton are like the headliners of the in-game trade team. Steelix is the perfect counter to like half of the final trainers team. Alright, we got a few levels inside National Park, which would make me slightly more capable of fighting Morty, but I said level 28 for everything is about where I want to go. I believe Onyx can also learn payback. Oh, we're fighting our first legendary. Entei is here. So the roaming legendaries, I'll mention them briefly. They will run away on turn 1, but their running has decreased priority, so you get a chance to act first. If you prevent them from running, they all know Roar, so they can end the battle that way. Any status you inflict on them or damage dealt stays between battles. I have no reasonable expectation that I'll catch it, but I'll throw a fastball and see what happens. Not a single shake, and now we'll run away. I was not expecting to catch it, so there's no disappointment there. While he's healing, let me remind myself of... Can I get another Pokemon that can learn the payback TM that I would prefer to have it instead of what I've got? see. Onyx, Machop, Voltorb, Dodrio, Bandaton, Xatu, Pikachu, Beldum, Rhyhorn, Steelix. No. I would say that, with the possible exception of Steelix, which can learn better moves anyway, there's nothing I would rather no payback than Machop. I will try the gym once everything is level 28 without it, but yeah. Okay, so this first trainer has... I don't even remember. Let's talk to him. He's got a Wooper. My favorite axolotl. Okay, all axolotls are my favorite. Wooper has no arms and is still so happy. Arms are not the key to happiness. That's what Wooper teaches us. The next trainer on this route is Las Dana. She is known for having Pokemon that would give special attack. Starting with Flaffy. Let's try and build up a rollout combo and hope. Well, I don't have to worry about static, should just use Thunder Wave instead. And being paralyzed, plus the chance that rollout misses, makes it very difficult to build up a combo. If I can get one more though, Flaffy will at least faint. Psyduck, if I end up missing a rollout or it could be disabled, okay, I'll just use Spark then. I know it's super effective, but you brought it on yourself, Psyduck. It wants to learn self-destruct. Now, going boom is part of Voltorb and Electrode's thing. And it is a lot of fun. But it's not going to help me going forward in the gym. And, I mean, eventually I'll learn Explosion, which will be even better. But I don't want to give up any of these moves right now. As much fun as a 200 base power physical move is, I am going to give up on self-destruct. It feels wrong to not learn self-destruct on the Voltorb, but I need to think about what's going to help. Last Dana can give you a Thunderstone, which is just phenomenal. The next person I fight has a Mr. Mime, which makes Muscle seem like the wrong choice, but let's see. The famous Chad, who will always call you during Gold, Silver, and Crystal speedruns. He has achieved meme status based on that. And Mr. Mime, mimicking my karate chop and raising his physical attack with Meditate, and now using Double Slap. And I think its other move is like Barrier or something. I don't think it even has a physical attacking move, or a psychic move that attacks. Now, because this is not Gold, Silver, and Crystal, if I get a phone call from someone, I can just ignore it. I'm going to select Onyx. There's a bird catcher down here that has the Doduo family. Onyx can get some experience out of that. Fly high into the sky. Now the flightless birds. Flightless birds that have no visible wings but can still learn fly. The in-game explanation is that while Doduo and Dojrio cannot fly, their jumping ability is so superior that it makes it appear as though they're flying. Kind of like Superman. Originally, he did not have the power of flight. He could just jump really high. I cannot remember what's this. I think she has grass types, which is bad, but I like fighting BDs in this game. They give a lot of money. Well, yes, it's a grass type, but it's Hoppip. If you know what you're doing, Hoppip, Skip Bloom, and Jumpluff can be effective Pokemon, but on a in-game trainer, not so much. I guess Ericla's Jumpluff is okay, but Rocky grew to level 28. Got more speed, more health, more special defense. All things that I need to have a chance against Morty if I use it. I think the remaining trainers between Ecruteak and Olivine, I will take them out and then I will give Morty another shot. But first I'm going to head back to Ecruteak and get an nice heal. Also resetting Chad's position so that I can get through the route without going through any grass. Yes, I have repels. I know I have repels. I use them in very specific situations. Forest, caves, and water, mostly. The next trainer I fight is a psychic, which will be the last person I use Billy against, because I don't want Billy to go above level 30. Level 30 is fine. Above level 30, that's where the problems arise. And I do not like my chances of beating Morty if Billy is disobedient. In case he gives more experience than I remember, do a quick save. This farm is a nice farm, but in order to get everything on the farm, you need a lot of orange berries, which is why I planted some. I will say that I do have to stop my stream a little bit earlier than usual today. Not a lot earlier, but I can't go 4 hours today. I have things to do later. Slowpoke loves Curse. I also love Curse. What's the move I use? In Generation 2, it was a TM, and there were a lot of Pokemon that could make excellent use of it. It is not a TM anymore, but I will often use a Slowpoke to breed it onto Pokemon. Over here is the fighting type move Drain Punch. It restores some health when you use it. A portion of the damage you do. There are also hidden items around the farm, including a nugget. It is not the only item hidden on the farm, though. There's an X attack, which, as I've said, I don't really care about in-battle items. And there's a PP up, which does not restore PP, but it increases the maximum power points of a move. I don't typically use PP ups until much, much later. I would save that for when I have my final team and their final movesets. I am 99% sure that Botchop is going to evolve in one more level. If I feel like I need another level or two before fighting Morty, there is still the Burned Tower. Polyworld gives speed EVs, so I would like to be using Voltorb, but I need to be careful about my experience. Once I defeat Jasmine, it's not even... Actually, really, once I defeat Morty, I won't have to worry about the level too much anymore. Even trainers, even Pokemon whose experience is boosted because they're trades, are likely not going to get to level 50 particularly early. You might get them up to level 50 before the league, but at that point you would have 8 badges, so the level cap is gone anyway. Eradicate also gives speed. I will use a fighting move to take it out in one turn. And this will just make Muscle much more beefy. So when I did this run ages and ages ago on original hardware, as soon as I got Machoke, I used my extra DS and traded it to immediately evolve it into a Machamp. But as I'm not playing this on original hardware, nor do I have something that makes... I need to see if I can apply a patch post starting the game that allows me to evolve it. But I'll look into that some other time. For now, I'll roll with Machoke. I wouldn't want... It would be too easy if I could evolve it into Machamp right away anyway. Okay. Every Pokemon on my team is at least level 28. That is 3 levels higher than Morty's Ace. If I were doing a hardcore challenge, I would not be allowed to use them. But I've never really been a fan of not allowing yourself to level up past next major battle's Ace. If I want to take the time to level up, then let me do it. Part of me thinks that I should just lead with Machoke and use it to take out the Ghastly. I think I will do that. If I had pursued, if I had caught Payback yet, then I definitely would want to save it for like Gengar. But right now, the only attacking moves it knows are Fighting type, which means that because Morty's ghosts are also part Poison type, they resist my Fighting type moves, even if I can hit them after using Foresight. Okay, so you start off by using Foresight. He used Bite, which does nothing if he moves first. I don't know what he was going to use, but because Quick Claw activated, and the heightened critical chance of Karate Chop worked in my favor. I was able to take him out. His Hypnosis missed, which is vital. And now Quick Claw is activating again, so I move first. Another Hypnosis miss. Now I'm asleep. And Dream Eater is super effective against Muscle, which is just too bad. I will switch in Billy. I will start with a Charge Beam to see if I can get a special attack boost. Billy is now asleep. I'm going to hope that I wake up soon. Oh, Nightmare is not good. Okay, I put up the light screen. He tried Stream Meter again, but it doesn't work because I'm awake now. I did get a special attack boost, but I fell asleep again. At least since I woke up, the nightmare is over. Okay, I've gotten several special attack boosts and the light screen is still up. Okay, the light screen wore off. But I'm just going to hit Gengar as hard as I can and hope that it goes down. Not good enough. If I survive a Shadow Ball, I win. I did not survive a Shadow Ball. Rocky will probably survive one, but not two without the light screen. But he decided to use Mean Look anyway. Sucker Punch still does damage, but Gengar's physical attack is so abysmal that it didn't do much anyway. Shadow Ball. I need a ruling from chat. Am I allowed to use an item in battle? I know typically it's against the rules, but if I allow myself a single super potion use, I'm going to win this battle. So I will temporarily mute the game so that you don't have to listen to the beeping. I can hear it, but it's muted in this stream. Ruling from chat. Do I get to heal my Onyx to try and take out this Haunter? Or do I have to accept that one hit will probably take me out? I will give it 1 minute. I can see your chat whether you're on Twitch or YouTube, so anyone please say yes or no. Can I heal my Onyx? I mean, I got a lot farther than I thought I would, but part of that is Machop's critical hit with Karate Chop, and that Ghastly decided to use Bite on the first turn. So there's no guarantee that those things will happen again if I retry the fight. Though I did get put to sleep a lot too. Though a lot of his hypnosis is also missed. Typically these challenges do not allow you to use items in battle besides held items. But I never said it was against the rules. I guess I'll flip a coin on it. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's
Head.
tails.
I will not heal. Heads is going to be healing. So let's hope that things work out. I will unmute the game. And hope that I take it out. He was choosing to use Nightshade. Um, I will drop by 1,044 Pokedollars and take the experience from taking out 3 of his Pokemon. I did get some levels, so let's take that. I am going to try again at this level. I think it is possible. This level and this moveset. I'm going to try it one more time. I wish Wade or Ian had called to give me either a Chesto Berry or a Lumberry. Putting one of those on Voltorb would make it a heck of a lot easier. My assumption was that I was going to use Foresight with Machop and then it would get taken out. And then I would bring in Onyx, but it would be able to use Headbutt because the Foresight would still be in effect on the Pokemon. So he did use Spite again. That seems to be his go-to first move. This time he's using Curse second though. So Machoke is under a curse currently. Which means it's going to be losing significant health. I am going to Foresight the... Okay, I'm asleep and I'm not just going to let him Dream Eater me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Rocky. And we're going to see if some Rock Tombs can... I could just get a critical hit, that works. Please bring in the other Haunter next. Darn it. I'm hoping... Darn it. I'm hoping to lower the Gengar's speed a bit. That would give me the option to do some things. I survive. Oh, nope, it's a critical hit, so I do not survive. Actually. Let's bring in Billy. I am so much faster than this Gengar. I'll put up a light screen so that if he decides to use a special move, I can handle it. He's using Mean Look, which is fine. I did not intend to switch out Billy anyway. With the help of Light Screen. He's going to heal, I know, so I will use another Light Screen. Keep that going. How did mine a critical hit? If I had survived that Shadow Ball, the next hit would have taken him out. And Muscle is unfortunately already asleep. Which means he'll just use moves to take me out. I can survive a Shadow Ball. That's not a problem. I have 1 HP left. Do I get a critical hit here? No. So now he's going to take me out. I'm going to try teaching Payback and see how that works for me. Onyx can also learn it, but it's not so great on Onyx because Onyx is faster than you think. I have not used Focus Energy a single time. Alright, I am going to start with Machoke again, but now it's a stronger choice. Though the Quick Claw is probably not good on it if I'm using Payback. I don't want to go first. But if the Ghastly does what it's been doing every other time and uses Spite first turn, it's not going to have a chance to do anything to me. Payback easily takes it down. I am now leveraging Machoke's high physical attack with a super effective move against Pokemon that have poor physical defense. If I don't spend too much time asleep... Goodness, that did more than I thought it would. Well, I managed to take out 2 Pokemon with Muscle by itself. Yeah, I expected that. Okay, so Billy is faster than Gengar to begin with. So let's start with the light screen to lessen his... I'm actually going to try roll out. Okay, I fell asleep. I was thinking if I could get a rollout going, then that might... Oh, that first one does so little damage though. I thought it was going to do a lot more. That's my mistake. That is not the correct move. Well, I'll see if I can get super lucky, but all of his hypnosis is hit. Even though I'm faster than it now, that doesn't mean my moves are doing much. Shadow Ball does so much damage to me. I will switch to Rock Throw because it does a little bit more damage than Rock Tomb. But Shadow Ball hits again. Okay, that was just a poor strategy. I should not use Rollout on Gengar. The only way I can see a rollout strategy possibly working is if I start with Voltorb and start building up the rollout against Ghastly. Then maybe. And even then I would say no guarantee. Oh, I forgot to reteach Payback. I did not save after doing so. That paralysis may work in my favor, actually. It means they can't put me to sleep, and my moves are guts boosted. So as long as I don't take too much damage, if I can get through the paralysis and get up to Foresight and then actually hit them, I could do a lot worse than being paralyzed. This Hunter cannot do anything to me because it can't put me to sleep and then use Nightmare and Dream Eater. However, Gengar will go first unless the Quick Call activates. I had no chance of actually taking it out. But Machoke did take out the first 2 by itself again. I will still stick with the light screen because it's just so important that his Shadow Balls do not kill me too fast. He's not even bothering with Mean Look or anything like that this time. He's just going straight for the Shadow Balls. And that's why normal types are so preferable for this gym battle, because they are immune to Shadow Ball. Yeah, he's just putting me to sleep and then spamming Shadow Ball. And because he put me to sleep first, the thing wore off. Morty, contrary to popular belief, is not actually that difficult of a fight. I'm just not doing well. I could potentially do better if I chose to, instead of having the set battle style, chose, let me make sure that nothing can learn Shadow Claw. I mean, Onyx doesn't have arms. Neither does Voltorb. Dig would be pointless because they all have Levitate. Taunt has use, but uh, the bigger problem with the Gengar is the Shadow Balls. Has Hypnosis, Mean Look, Shadow Ball, and Sucker Punch. I dream of it trying the Sucker Punch when I put up the light screen, but this time the Ghastly decided to just go for Curse right away, which is not good for me. The Hunter might use Mean Look. That would be the best case scenario. Or he could just use Hypnosis and put me to sleep immediately and then KO me with a Dream Eater. I'm gonna lose that fight if I can't do anything to the first Haunter with my Macho, then I'm going to lose. I forgot to teach Payback again. I'm gonna save after teaching the Payback. There's still a part of me that hopes that I can keep it for Steelix, which is literally the best Pokemon I get. Steelix is a phenomenal Pokemon. Alright. Is he going to do Curse again, or is he going to go back to Spite? The Quick Claw activated, which is just as good. I don't need the Power Boost to take out Ghastly in one hit. Which may mean that the Haunter may not go for Hypnosis right away, since the Ghastly didn't do anything. Yes, it's going for Curse right away. If Gengar misses a Hypnosis, I've got a real good chance here. Well, Quick Claw activated again, which means I at least got rid of its berry. It was going for Mean Look. Quick Claw activated again. Gengar's down, I win. So I was worried about keeping the Quick Claw on while I was using Payback. Turns out the Quick Claw allows the win. He's probably going to use Nightshade. That's what this Haunter does most often. I move first again, take him out in one hit. I assume it's the Quick Claw doing all that. I don't think Machoke outspeeds any of them. But in Generation 4, there was no animation to tell you that Quick Claw was activating. So we get the Fog Badge. That means Pokemon up to level 50 will obey me, and I can use Surf outside of battle now. I also get TM30, which is Shadow Ball. I don't think any of these current Pokemon can learn it. I know Onyx. There's no way Onyx or Machoke can. Yeah, and Voltorb cannot either. But in any case, we have now defeated Morty, and that opens up a significant amount of the game for us. Now that we can surf outside of battle, we can go to many places that were inaccessible before. So I'm going to pull out my two of my HM Pokemon. I'm going to pull out, not deposit, not depositing anything right now. I'm going to pull back out Sandshrew. Kenya will stay in the box until I actually have Fly. But now I will pull out Totodile so I can teach it Surf and use it. Totodile already knows 4 moves because it learns moves very early in this game. As if I were going to use it for battle, I will replace the much weaker water gun with the much more powerful Surf. Alright, so we have 4 badges now. That was my main goal for this stream. But just because I accomplished that goal doesn't mean I should stop. That just means that anything else I get done today is gravy. More Pasho berries. So my next goal will be the lighthouse. Sometimes I like to do the rocket hideout immediately after that. Immediately after Morty's gym. But if I at least get... I at least want to go through the lighthouse and get the quest to cure Amphi. But I don't want to go to Cianwood itself until I'm sure I can beat Chuck so that I can fly back afterwards. So with my Onyx being weak against him and me having no super effective moves against at least his Primeape, Voltorb's electric moves will be super effective against the Poliwrath, of course. But having no super effective moves against Primeape means I would like to be at least a few levels higher. But Primeape gets taken out fairly easily. So the first trainer in the lighthouse is Gentleman Alfred. Gentleman Alfred can be rebattled on Tuesday nights. Oh shoot. It's 3:59. What? Please tell me I'm in front of the house. I am. Yes, I made it. I forgot about my daily grooming in my other run. Whew. Okay. Once it's taken care of, I don't need to play the game again until tomorrow. Alright. So, Gentleman Alfred, he can be rebattled on Tuesday nights, which is very nice because as a gentleman, he gives a boatload of money. Once you have completed the radio tower side quest and side story and gotten the amulet coin and can call people for rematches, you throw on the amulet coin, battle him over and over again, and money is never a problem again. This fellow has this is Sailor Huey. He has a couple Poliwhirl, which both gives speed, but also he is a rematch trainer. You can rebattle him on Wednesday night, I think. Oh yeah, it's Poliwag in this first battle. I'm used to rematching him. He gives you a free protein on defeating him, so if you're looking to EV train a physical attacker, rebattling Kiwi several times can save you on getting proteins for them. I'm not sure when Voltorb evolves, and I'm not sure when it gets better uh, electric moves. I think it's like level... Apparently it's level 30. I will let Voltorb evolve, reverse the colors on it, and be absurdly fast. Like, it's not even fair how fast Electrode is. You don't have to be exceptionally fast to outspeed everything in this game anyway. But Electrode has higher base speed than things like Aerodactyl and Jolteon. So basically from this point forward, if I want to move first, I just throw Electrode out there and I will. Say Bird Keeper here. There are some hidden items in the lighthouse. I will make sure to pick them up. This is Bird Keeper Theo. He has a bunch of Pidgey. I'll just spam my rock throws and get through them quickly. Onix doesn't need to be faster, but it does need the levels. I'm hoping to learn a ground type move soon, but I don't remember when Onix learns one. If I get a ground type move, I don't have to entirely rely on Machoke for the Steel Gem. I'll be able to use Rocky's ground type moves, especially on the Magnemite, since they're 4 times weak. I think Machoke is still the key for Steelix though, because it's Iron Tail with one-shot Onix likely. It wants to learn Rock Polish, which boosts its speed. I don't need to boost my speed. Onix is as fast as it needs to be. Okay, now that all of my Pokemon are equal level, I'll show you how I usually train. I check who's closest to the next level up, and I put them in front. So since Muscle is closest to the next level, I will put it out. Let me get my items sent over to the dowsing machine. There is an item on this floor, but it's on the other side. Which will be the case of a lot of the early lighthouse. You can see that there's a hidden item. You can't get to it. You do not have to battle this trainer, but if you want the item, then yes, you do have to. Connie sends out her Meryl, and I karate chop it. Act my Pokemon. Get the TM for Swagger. That is a move that boosts the enemy's attack by 2 stages and inflicts confusion. So if there's a special attacker that can have some utility by boosting their attack so they would do more damage to themselves in confusion, but if they use special attacks themselves, they can't take advantage of that physical attack boost to do more damage to you. There is another move like that, I believe it's Flatter, which boosts their special attack by 1 stage and confuses them. But it's not, I would say it's not as useful because they don't do any more damage to themselves in confusion. Though if they're a special attacker, or if they're a physical attacker, you would probably want to use Flatter. And if the physical attack is high enough for you to want to use Flatter instead, then they may be doing enough damage to themselves in confusion anyway. There's free rare candy out here, and now we go back into the lighthouse. There is a hidden item on this floor. Let me pull out my dowsing machine so I don't have to spend too much time looking for it. It's a hyper potion. I don't have any Pokemon that will be at 200 HP for a long time. But, okay. Typically, if I'm going to buy healing items, I don't buy a lot of hyper potions because I don't really need them. But what I will buy a lot of is lemonade. Lemonade costs half the cost of a super potion, but heals 30 more HP. So lemonades are a very cost-effective healing item. Unfortunately, you can only buy them one at a time from the vending machines, but if you have the patience to get a few lemonades, that is what I would recommend for your healing needs. Also, when you complete the giving orange berries to the sick Miltank on the farm, you can then buy Moo Moo Milks. Those heal 100 HP for still less than a super potion each, and you can buy them a dozen at a time. There's one of our ethers. Ethers are vital for any challenge run. Anytime where you have less than the full team, you want to make sure you can heal your Pokemon. Here we've got Birdkeeper Dennis. Birdkeeper Dennis is famous in some challenge running communities. He's got a couple Spearow and a Fearow, which is no trouble for Electrode. Its special attack is still higher than its physical attack, but all of its stats are higher now that it's evolved, so enjoy that. He's still next. Alright, nothing here. And we have one more floor before the top, I believe. There are sailors on this floor. There are sailors all over the lighthouse, of course. Is Spark fast enough to take out this Poliwhirl now? Yes, Spark is strong enough. Rocky is up next, and because of the set battle style, Machoke is already closer to the next level as well. I just want to use a dowsing machine real quick because there's not a hidden item on this floor, but there is one on the ground if you decide to get past this sailor. Sailor Roberto. He does not have water types. He has Machop, which would of course resist my Rock Throw and Rock Tomb, but takes neutral damage to the headbutt I decided to get. Karate Chop is super effective and can, of course, and has a heightened critical chance, so the Machops are dangerous, but I think I'll be okay. Now there's a Poliwhirl. That's more dangerous. This is a 4-time super effective move. But I got the flinch thanks to Headbutt, so I don't have to worry about it. None of the higher up trainers in the Lighthouse give you uh, phone numbers because they're not easy to get to. You would have to drop down from the top and then go all the way around. Alright, so Jasmine asked me to get the special potion in uh, Cianwood, the Cianwood Pharmacy. There's a super potion right outside, but it will not help her. To exit, you have to take the elevator. Remember that. So my mom has called me several times, so I'll pop into the mart on my way over to the Pokemon Center. There's the Silk Scarf, boosting the power of normal type moves. Chillon Berries, which I believe weakens a normal type move. So the only one of my Pokemon that has a normal type move is Rocky, so I will give it the Silk Scarf to power up its headbutts. And because Billy is not currently holding an item, I will give it the Shell Bell that I just removed. By the way, we have 4 gym badges. Let's see what I can buy now. I can buy Super Potions, I can buy Revives, Great Balls, and any type of healing item except for a full heal. I can also buy Super Repels, which, if you're looking for the best value for your repels, Super Repels are the most effective cost per step. Now, in generations that are not Generation 5 or later, I would still recommend buying Max Repels if you can get them, since the option to put up the pop-up menu to use another repel didn't happen until after this generation. That was the best thing, besides reusable TMs. Just asking if you wanted to use another potion. I'm going to take a couple minutes break, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I'm back in. Like I said, just a short break. This person standing over here is actually a trainer. She talks to you about ball capsules. I cannot do anything with ball capsules yet. You have to feed the mill tank before you can do that. But when she sends out her Blossom, there are flowers. Blossom is of course a grass type, super effective against Rocky, but it's level 16. Okay, I think the next thing I will do is I will do the Rocket Hideout. That guarantees me that I'll have the levels I need to uh, take care of Chuck. So let's head up this way. I can't get that Pokeball there for years. Okay, it won't be years, but I probably won't be getting that item in this playthrough. So I can surf across the water now. I could get over to Mahogany Town before I could surf, because I could go through Mount Mortar. But I could not, to actually progress in that, to the Rocket Hideout, you need to be able to surf. There's a hidden max potion right there. And we have Fisherman Wilton? What's your name? Fisherman Tully. Fisherman Wilton is the one on the next route. Quillfish can have poison point, as we see. Quillfish got an evolution eventually. It evolves into Overquill. But in Generation 4, it did not have an evolution. I'm just going to leave Onyx up front. I thought he was the one who gives water stones, but I think that's the other fisherman. I'll just battle this guy with Onyx. This guy has two Pokemon, Nidorina and Nidorino. They can also have Poison Point as one of their possible abilities. So if I'm fighting them with an Onyx that is already poisoned, I don't have to think about that. Because I'm playing HeartGold, this is also where I can catch Mankey if you're interested on this route. Just thought I'd mention that. Apparently he has a Moonstone, but has not used it to evolve either of those Pokemon. So, there are some trainers in Mount Mortar. I can access 2 of them right now. But I'm going to content myself with just fighting. I think Vital Throws goes second. As, to make it fair that it never misses. Magnitude 7, which is not too bad. I mean, in real life, Magnitude 7 would do significant damage, but in Pokemon, Magnitude 7 is not that bad. I believe here in Illinois I felt like 2 earthquakes in my life. But I'm not right on the fault line, so they were slight. Submission has 80 base power, but it also has 80 accuracy and deals recoil. I'm not a fan of recoil moves in general. Now, if Onyx had Rockhead instead of Sturdy, I would want it to learn every recoil move there is, because Rockhead prevents recoil damage, but it has Sturdy. So, as of right now, a lot of Mahogany Town is not special. I cannot access the gym. There's a guy in front of it talking about a guy in a black cape. You cannot go to the right, this guy will block you, and the souvenir shop is not important yet. So you can skip some trainers and some grass by going through this gate, but if you do right now, you will immediately be charged 1,000 polka dollars for the privilege. And it's not like you can walk right back out instead of spending it. No, they will take the 1,000 polka dollars immediately. So, save yourself the money and just go through the grass. It's not that big a deal. Even if you want to use a repel so you don't get into battles, the repel still costs less than the 1,000 they take from you. So now when I fight something like a Zubat, I can take it out easily because I have a move that is not resisted. Actually, between fighting and dark, I can do a whole lot with muscle. So we defeated Camper Spencer. I believe this next girl has normal types. And she has a Clefairy. Yep, and the fairy type was not introduced until Generation 6. So right now it's a pure normal type, easily taken out by a Karate Chop. But she also gives her phone number. I haven't gotten any of the... There are no phone numbers in the water between Olivine and Cianwood, so it's not like I'm missing out on any of them right now. I actually don't fight them very much. I often skip those trainers in the water because I just don't feel like battling all of them. Excuse me. Yeah, when I'm surfing across a large stretch of water like that, I just like to get through it as quickly as possible. So, Machoke is now highest level, but I think I'm just going to use it until it runs out of health. Take advantage of the poison. I'm going to say that I know more about you, and I probably know more than Bill as well. I mean, I do have the advantage of several additional generations after to draw from, but I've been playing Pokemon since the beginning. Learned a lot over the years. He's got a Slowbro, which I knew he had, but I also have Payback. Now I'm going to be faster than the Slowbro, so I don't get the double damage, but it's still a super effective Guts boosted move. So, when I think of Beckett, I think of the old card collecting magazine, which I don't know whether it even still exists. Some red-haired kid made fun of my Pokemon. Lance has red hair, but he's not talking about Lance. He's talking about your rival. Hello, Nidoking. You are powerful. I am quite a Nidoking fan. And not just because it's the Pokemon of choice for red and blue speedruns. Aha! I got enough health that I'm in the yellow now. Yes, your Nidoking did fine. So, to progress from this point, you have to fight and either defeat or catch the red Gyarados. In Generation 4, you cannot just run from it. You actually have to do something. I typically do not bother to catch the red Gyarados. I've caught enough of them in various playthroughs that I don't need a red Gyarados. But if I hadn't taken Totodile at the start, I would probably catch it for Surf Wolf 1 Waterfall. But I have Totodile, so I don't need a Water HM user. So I will just send out Billy to charge beam it. I chose charge beam because Spark or Intimidate lowered my attack, but now that he's so low, the Spark is more than enough. Take out the red Gyarados. We get the red scale, a key item that I can trade in for something else. And now we have this fellow. Red Gyarados wasn't acting right, so I must have forced it to evolve. I'm Lance, a trainer like you. Saw the way you battled. You're a trainer with considerable skill, and he wants to my help investigating, and he tells you that the souvenir shop looks suspicious. There are some other trainers up here at the Lake of Rage. There's also a very, very nice item up there, but I'm just going to work on the rocket hideout. I need to stop in about half an hour, so we'll see if how much of the rocket hideout I can get through today. We'll get our Pokemon fully healed. So we fought Team Rocket once before, and they Slowpoke well. And we have not seen them since. But they are also behind the mysterious broadcasts here in Mahogany Town. So if you come into the souvenir shop, Lance straight up kills this guy. That black belt is dead after being hyper beamed. Don't fool yourself into thinking Lance is only evil in the Pokemon Adventures manga. He is always evil. So in the Team Rocket HQ, when you pass in front of one of these Persian statues, you will be forced into an encounter. Intruder alert! So one rocket will come up to you. They will start with Drowsy. My phone is upside down, that's why I'm not seeing. And then his second Pokemon will be a Zubat. Of course, no problem for Billy. I'll just spark it. I feel like I should learn something at level 33. I don't know why.
I failed. And the first one will run away, and another one will show up. Anytime you pass in front of a Persian statue, you have to fight 2 trainers, and it's the same 2 trainers every time. However, you are only required to pass in front of 1 Persian statue. Phone ringing? Yes, it is. That's probably a phone call reminding me of my doctor's appointment next Wednesday. I'll typically call you a week ahead of time. So if I listen for a message, that should be a robot voice telling me that I have an appointment next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Which is why I made it delay or not do that stream. Now it sounds like they were talking about payment for my last visit. Which is not a problem. If they send me an email with a link, I will pay it. I'll just use rollout. Alright, Rattata is his last Pokemon. And a second turn of a rollout was more than enough to finish it off. Surveillance cams around the Pokemon statues will keep coming until you flip a switch. So, I'll go ahead and put Rocky in front real quick. And there's a statue over there. There's a statue to the right here. But if you come over here and go up to the computer, if you press the switch, the surveillance system is off. You do not have to battle this scientist to turn off the surveillance, but you do have to battle him to get to the item. There's more Magnemite. Actually, I should probably use Headbutt. They resist everything, and while Headbutt doesn't have Stab, it is boosted by the Silk Scarf. It's a higher base power move. It doesn't miss, and it has a chance to make them flinch. So all in all, I think Headbutt is the better move against Magnemite. And this Magnemite did flinch. Of course, it's using Sonic Boom because its electric moves won't do anything to me. And unfortunately, it was successful in taking me out. Magnemite, of course, resists Spark, but it has so little health back left that it shouldn't matter. There's one remaining Magnemite. I'll just hit it with Spark anyway. A few hits should be enough. Especially if I get a critical hit on the second one. So Billy is paralyzed, but has taken no damage. You can see that the Persian statues are now blue instead of red. So you can pass by them freely. There are several items in the hideout, both hidden and non-hidden. There is another trainer over here that you are not required to fight. But if you don't want to go through the Persian statues, don't want to turn off the surveillance, the way to avoid most of the Persian statues would be to come this way. But there is the scientist who was by the surveillance system told us that this used to be a ninja hideout and there are traps, plural, to confound intruders. So the surveillance system is not the only trap here. And when we defeat this rocket, we'll find out about another one of them. Just finish him off as quickly as I can. Bunch of Ratata. Nothing terribly exciting. So, once he is defeated, and Electrode goes to level 33, I'm not letting him move, so I don't know where the level 33 in my mind was coming from. He doesn't know where the traps are planted. Some of them have Voltorb. Some of them have coughing, I think, as well. I'm going to pop open the bag so I can get the dowsing machine. I have no more battles on this floor, but that doesn't mean that there's no hidden items. In fact, I am certain there is. Right here, there's a revive. I think that's the only one on this floor. But there's the nugget sitting out. Okay, so there's a teleport pad there that will take you back to the entrance. But if you're thinking of using that to heal, don't bother, because when you come down, you will find Lance, and it will give you medicine to heal your team fully. So don't worry about going back to the Pokemon Center there. It is a forced full heal, so if you're doing a challenge where you can not heal at Pokemon Centers or things like that, you want to be very careful about when you time that heal. But that is not part of my challenge. My challenge is about other things. He poisoned me basically right after my heal. That is annoying. And Venonat, he has actually 2 Venonats, which means I need to hit another rock throw to end this battle. And now I'm confused too. Now I feel like I have to heal Rocky. And I don't want to go all the way out. Well, I have several antidotes that I've gotten over time. And while I'm not going to use a lot of these potions any other time. Let's just go ahead and use them up. It's not like my Pokemon are going to benefit hugely from those anyway. There's a hidden full heal right there. And one more trainer on this floor for now. I didn't even bother to check the door. I knew it wouldn't open. We got Golbat here, which if I can hit it with a rock throw will go right down. You can tell that the Pokemon levels here are pretty low, indicating that you can do this fairly early. Alright, so come down and we see Lance again, yet again. In order to unlock the door to the radio transmitter, you need the voice of a certain person. Petrel, he's hiding out in the leader's office, but that room is also protected by a password. So we need that one first. There's a full heal here. There's also a staircase up here. There's a hidden item somewhere around here. Like special defense. I come up this way later. I was confusing it with a different staircase. Another item there. TM49, which is Snatch. Now, I'm confusing it with Thief in my brain. So let me look at it. Snatch steals the effects of any healing or status changing move the foe attempts to use. I had no choice to tell him all the secrets about the Saya, except our leader's office is protected with 2 passwords. A lot of the scientists in Sylph, when you defeat Team Rocket in Sylph Company, are upset that they were forced to help Team Rocket. Also, the scientists in Blaine's gym tell you to not lump them in with the scientists who work for bad guys. I'll just use Headbutt, it's doing enough damage. Alright, Cuffing's defeated. Mere tactical error, cost me. Yes, apparently he designed the radio transmission that is forcing the Magikarp to evolve and go crazy. He is certain that because that is working, he will be promoted. Unfortunately, he's probably right about that. They can't really demote anyone here for losing to me if I beat all of them, including the executives. Graveler, Voltorb, Blue, we're almost home. My mind is often on the Poké Rap. Electro, Diglett, Netherite, Mickey, Venusaur, Tata, Furo, Pidgey, Seeking, Jolteon, Dragonite, Ghastly, Bunny, Furboreon, Pelipper. Rocky can learn Dragon Breath. That is a special dragon type move that may paralyze the target. Obviously, Onix's special attack is abysmal, but I'm never using Screech. I like Screech, but I'm never using it. Dragon Breath could have some use in certain situations. So one of the boss door passwords is Slowpoke Tail. They are really obsessed with Slowpoke Tails in Team Rocket. This scientist is just nasty. He doesn't care that Pokemon are being hurt. He has a Ditto. So I will hit it hard with Headbutt before it transforms. Once it transforms and it's resisting Headbutt and Rock Throw, I will use Dragon Breath. He had the same idea. Thinking is my strong suit, not battling. And here's another trainer. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And tells me that he will tell me a password if I defeat him. He's got Eradicate. That's amusing. You'll see why. I use Rock Throw. I'm getting a little low on Headbutt PP and I don't want to run out. If I encounter Pokemon where Headbutt is the only first one. He's using Eradicate, and the password is Eradicate Tail. There's an X special on this side of the plant wall, and on the other side of protein. I don't believe there are any hidden items left on this floor, at least that I can access at the moment. Let's get out the dowsing machine anyway. Just in case I'm forgetting about one. Nope, we're good. I got the hidden item here, so I don't need to worry about that. There's not one in this long corridor. Just another rocket at the end. I don't really like this, but eliminate you I must. So at least there's one Team Rocket grunt that has some reservations about fighting a child. I haven't used any rock tombs yet. And another Reddita. Hyperfang did a whole 2 damage. Honestly, I'm impressed he managed 2. Alright. I knew I'd lose. Alright, there's another staircase up right here. And in here is the other move I was thinking of, the TM for Thief. I was not looking for the save option, I was looking for the bag to double check the dowsing machine. So when I have my mouse over on the touch screen, there's actually 2 things. There's my actual cursor, and then there's a plus button that the emulator is using to actually determine where I click. That's why it seems like I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. So you're messing with him again. You must really like Team Rocket. Who's the guy in the cape? Use Dragon type. Mine's my Pokemon would know. After all, so I don't trust my Pokemon enough. And he pushes me away. There's one more item here. A free Ultra Ball. Come up to the door, enter the 2 passwords, and the door opens, giving us access to... Moha, we've been waiting for you. You don't know who I am? It is me, Giovanni, the majestic Giovanni himself. Wahahaha. I don't sound anything like Giovanni. I don't even look like Giovanni. How come I worked so hard to mimic him? Petrol is a Team Rocket executive who specializes in mimicry. He tells me that the password to the other door is Hail Giovanni, but it only responds to his voice, so he doesn't mind that I know it. That's a problem we'll deal with after defeating him. So he starts with a Zubat, that is no issue. What actually is my Onyx's special attack compared to my physical? I mean, neither of them are very high. I'll take on this coughing with Dragon Breath though, because even though my special attack is significantly lower than my physical attack, so too is coughing's special defense significantly lower than its physical. And now Eradicate. I'll just throw out some headbutts at this point. Uses a scary face to slow me down, and then a crunch to do some damage. Wow, strong. Thanks. I should have used a move that was definitely going to hit, but oh well. So Executive Petrol has been defeated. Giovanni, please forgive me. Since suspending Team Rocket 3 years ago, Giovanni has been missing. Certain he's waiting for the right time. Using Lou won't change the fact that you can't get into the radio room. So he runs away. And then shortly afterwards, his Murkrow starts to follow. Hail Giovanni, Murkrow is mimicking the voice of Petrol. You may be able to... After it. After I take a moment to put Billy back up front. Alright. You don't really need to chase down the Murkrow too much. They'll wait for you. The password is Hail Giovanni. Hail Giovanni. Hail. Hail Caesar. Password is Hail Giovanni. And one more time, right next to the door. The password is Hail Giovanni. Murkrow screamed the password, mimicking the voice Petrol. The voice recognition system unlocked the door. When you try to go through the door, hold it right there. We can't let a brat like you do as you please forever. It'll hurt Team Rocket's pride over and over again, making it lessen, you see. So it's time to finish you. If the two of us fight at the same time, we have no chance of winning. Hold it. A 2-on-1 battle is so unfair. You had an accomplice. Where's your sense of dignity? You were going to fight me 2-on-1 and you're talking to me about dignity? Please. So there's an Arbok and a Drowsy. I've got me and Lance's level 40 Dragonite. Ah. That's something I was going to take out his fly. Thankfully, targeted the Arbok. And I finished off the Drowsy, getting another special attack boost. Executive Ariana sent out her Murkrow, and a Team Rocket Grunt sent out a Grimer. I'm going to try and target the Murkrow with another Charge Beam. Use Thunder on Grimer. I hit the Murkrow with a Charge Beam after 2 special attack boosts, and a critical hit besides. Murkrow got fried. The last remaining Pokemon is a Gloom. It resists electric type moves, but I do have some special attack boosts. Might still be able to get some good damage on it. I got a critical hit, so the battle ends with Lance still in the air. Electrode grew to level 34. And the Grunt has nothing to say. But that's fine. The broadcast experiment was a total success. Doesn't matter what happens to this hideout now. I saw what you're doing, so I just hung back. Now we just have to turn off the odd radio signal. His Dragonite reports back to him. It says, machine that's causing, I don't see a switch. We have to make the electrode faint. You can catch or defeat the electrode. All the electrodes are level 23, so we outlevel them significantly. They know the same moves a level 23 electrode would know. I don't think the electrodes are a big enough issue for me to justify healing. I'll just use Screech. I'm not going to build a rollout combo while I'm paralyzed. I also don't really want to use Charge Beam because it's going to use Light Screen regularly. Just a little thing to note, Lance magically takes out electrodes at the same pace as you. You can leave though. So every time you take out an electrode on your side, a corresponding electrode on Lance's side will also be taken out. I'm going to try Charge Beam before he has a chance to set up a light screen, and if I'm getting special attack boosts, the light screen won't matter. But it looks like he's going for a rollout combo. Which, not being paralyzed, he can manage easier than I can. That was assumed to happen. I'm not surprised. That's 2 of the 3 electrodes down. Let's finish off the last one. I'm happy that we're getting the Team Rocket hideout done today. I didn't want to leave it for next time. So he's going to start rollout. The first hit does 1 HP of damage. Meanwhile, my headbutt did half. And my Rock Tomb gets a critical hit and finishes him off. All 3 of the electrode on my side have been defeated, Lance. He gives us the HM05, which is Whirlpool. But I need the Mahogany Gem badge to use it outside the battle. But just because I can't use it outside of battle yet, doesn't mean I need to wait to teach it to Totodile. It's kind of like Wrap, but for water. I will get rid of Rage because Rage sucks. Alright, so the Team Rocket HQ is defeated. We are done. The radio signal is gone, which will give me access to additional things up by the Lake of Rage. And I said I wasn't sure that I was going to get to the Lake of Rage today. By the way, that is not it. The souvenir shop does not count as a mart or a department store. So while you're in Mahogany, you cannot get items your mom sends. You have to travel to another town that has a mart department store and get it there. Some things have changed now that we have cleared out the Rocket HQ. It's 5 o'clock, but I'm going to try and do one more thing because I can only do it on Wednesdays. I was told that if I take a little bit of time past 5 p.m. it will be okay. If I wanted to finish up my stream. So, this can happen anytime, but there's a regular guard guy here now, and he gives you TM36, which is Sludge Bomb, a very powerful special poison move that I always want to use, but I never seem to be playing with Pokemon that can learn it. What I want to show is Wednesday is one of the days that it's not raining at the Lake of Rage, which means that the water level is lower. And it also means that I can do some things that I cannot do on other days. The area where the Wednesday week sibling stands I did not realize he could see me from all the way over there. This guy, this fisherman, has has a Magikarp, of course, but he also has multiple Gyarados. I accidentally used rollout. That's okay. I tapped down instead of right on my arrow keys, and now I'm using rollout. It's disappointing because Gyarados is intimidating me and lowering my attack. But the third rollout, the second did half, so the third will certainly do the rest. And the fourth, even after another intimidate... Oh! He has one Gyarados. I thought he had two. My mistake. That must be another trainer around here. Alright, Fisherman Marvin defeated. Go around him. I should just use Repel so that I can finish things up. There's a hidden item somewhere up here. There it is, full restore. There are all sorts of items around the Lake of Rage, but I'll get the rest of them in the future when I can fly here. For now, there are some cut trees down here on the ground floor that you do not see if it's raining. This one takes you to a max revive. There are not too many of those in the game. By the way, there is another way to revive a Pokemon besides a revive. If you use a rare candy, it levels up, and because it gets a little HP when it levels up, it also revives. So here's Wesley. He gives me the Black Belt, which boosts the power of fighting type moves by 20%. That is something that a Pokemon like Machoke may appreciate, especially as it levels up and learns even better fighting moves than what it currently learns. Like, I'm really looking forward to Brick Break. I don't know if it learns that I level up, but I will be teaching it that. Okay, so I will head back to the Pokemon Center, and I will end the stream once I'm back there. About 3 hours, which is not as long as I was hoping to get today, but I got my third team member. I got Billy, and he is now evolved into Electrode. Machop was also able to evolve today. I defeated Morty, increasing the obedience cap for my Pokemon to level 50. I got over to the Lake of Rage, took care of the red Gyarados, and did the entire Rocket HQ. I also cleared out the lighthouse, so I have the quest to get the secret potion for Ampharos. So I would say that is a significant amount for one stream. The souvenir shop is not open yet. You have to defeat Price before it actually has anything. It's less than a proper mart, but yeah. So we'll heal up my Pokemon, organize them, and then the stream there. So if you are watching live on YouTube or Twitch, whether you chatted or lurked, I appreciate you. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. And I hope that however your day is progressing, it is favorable for you. And I will see you in the next one.